Hey everyone. So I just wanted to give you a brief update on Thursday. I got my update for my embryos and seeing how they were doing and how many made it to be able to go get tested for the PGS testing. And of my 7 embryos that I had, only 2 of them made it. So I'm down to 2 little embryos waiting to be transferred, and they were able to take the sample to do the PGS testing, and they sent those out, and now my little embryos are frozen waiting to be transferred. We should be getting the results back from the PGS testing probably sometime next week, when the doctor will go ahead and call me once they get those results to review it with me and let us know how good those embryos are. And of course, to find out the gender, we will be able to find out as well. So what else happened on Thursday? Besides getting the news of the 2 embryos, I had horrific pain. I had a case of Ovarian Hyperstimulation Syndrome, OHSS, and it was quite horrible. It happened while I was at work and eating lunch, and I was like, oh man, I have a horrible pain, and just broke down into severe pain. I mean, I can't even describe how the pain was. It was horrible. It really was. It kind of reminded me of when I had kidney stones and that immense amount of pain that happened. And it was just in my lower abdomen, and it was excruciating, like hunched over excruciating. And I couldn't even communicate of what was going on and how I heard it. It just was like a stabbing pain, and I wouldn't wish OHSS on anyone. Nobody, and no woman should have to go through this when they're going through IVF and stims and everything, because it is horrible. I mean, I thought injections would be horrible. I thought the trigger shot would be horrible. I thought the egg retrieval would be horrible, but no. OHSS is definitely the worst thing ever. At work, my boss had to actually go ahead and call 911 to get me out of the office because I was in such pain. She didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, so they rushed me to the ER. I was in the ER for about 6 hours, I would say. I got in there probably like 2:30 and left there about 10:30 at night. So we were there for a while, and they had to put 2 IVs in me. They did a CAT scan. They did sonogram, ultrasounds on me just to make sure, to see what it was, if all my everything in my internals were good, if nothing else was going on, if it was my spleen. I explained to them about my retrieval that I had on Friday, and it is amazing to me. And another reason why I do these videos is that there are not a lot of people out there that know about IVF. The ambulance drivers didn't know what was going on. They're like, you did a what? An egg retrieval? And I was like, yeah. And they can explain to me what it is so we understand, so we could better treat you. And I had to go and explain the whole thing while I'm in excruciating pain. Got to the ER, had to explain the whole thing. They didn't know what I was. Even the practitioner's assistants, the PA who was on call in the ER, didn't know what I was going through, and he couldn't understand, and he had to call the OB that was on call to find out what was going on and get a better understanding as well. So it was just a real hot mess of explaining myself over and over and over what IVF was and what the egg retrieval was and what was the process that I was doing, and explain to him what I thought it was, the OHSS, because that's kind of figured it was. But of course, you just want to get the professional opinion. When I started getting the pain, I actually called the nurses at the fertility office and explained to them, and they kept on saying, it sounds like it's OHSS. And I was like, okay, well, what do I do? And by the time that they were able to get back to me, I was already in the hospital, and they told me just to relay whatever messages I got from the hospital of what it could be back over to them, and everybody was in agreement that was OHSS. So that's where we left off, and I've been home for the past 2 days on painkillers. Like I said, they had put 2 IVs in me. I was morphined up because the pain was that bad that I needed morphine to miss that pain. I went home also with some Percocets to be at home, and that really knocked me out and put me to sleep. So for the past 2 days being home, I've been resting. The pain is still there, but definitely not as bad as what it was on Thursday. That is for sure. On Thursday, it was to the point that I couldn't even walk, and I had to go to the restroom. I was hunched over. It was just bad, and I really, like I said, wouldn't wish this upon anybody, not even my worst enemy, because it is horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. And I'm sorry that us women going through this have to go through and experience this, because it is definitely not enjoyable. So like I said, I've been home for 2 days, and this is the first time I've actually looked decent. I have my hair in a messy ponytail, and I showered, I got dressed, I've been laying on my couch and just trying to take it easy, and of course drinking lots and lots of Gatorade. I actually finally got to speak to my doctor on Friday and explain the whole thing to her, what the doctors at the hospital have said and why they didn't keep me there. She said just to make sure I continue to drink lots of Gatorade, eat lots of protein as well with my meals, and if I got worse or I wasn't feeling better by Monday, to go and see her anyways at the office so she could do an exam on me, and that's about it. But man, this I think this has been the toughest part of this journey so far, and like I said, on top of that, only having 2 embryos left, and I hope these 2 little babies make it through the thawing out process and the transfer when we do it. But it's just been a crazy ending of my week. It's not what I expected, not what I was planning for, not how I was hoping that this would go for. And nobody tells you that, you know, OHSS could happen a week after your retrieval. It sounds like, you know, when they tell you about it, that it could happen, you know, the day after or 2 days after, but no one says that, hey, it could happen a week later. And that's exactly what happened to me, because I had my retrieval last Friday, and this happened on Thursday. So it's crazy, and you know, I hope if you guys have any questions regarding what was going on when I had this and all the, besides what I described in the video, please, you know, leave the comments below, or ask the questions. If you're on my Facebook, you know, ask me there as well, or anything. I'd be more than happy to answer them. But definitely, if you're going through IVF treatments or want to know more about it, definitely be aware that OHSS could happen at any time, and it's not something that will happen right away, and it could just come out of the blue. I asked the doctor, you know, why did it just come all of a sudden? She said anything could have triggered it. You may have moved wrong, you may have done something, a slight movement, a wrong movement, and that's what happens. I was like, oh, great. I was like, but I didn't really do anything. I've actually been trying to, you know, take it easy since the retrieval to avoid this and everything, and I don't know, but I'm glad that the pain is finally subsiding, and I'm getting back to normal. I've been walking around my house a little bit, trying to do a little bit of things in the house just to get myself going again. But it's tough. It is tough. So I pulled through it, and I'm glad. And I've been stocking up, like I said, on my Gatorade and just drinking my great Gatorade like crazy. I think I've gone through all the flavors that they sell, and just trying to take it easy and, you know, make it the best of it. And I just have, like I said, I have to wait till next week to find out how my little embryos did on the genetics testing, because we did the PGS testing, and we'll see how it goes from there. So if I do have any other updates before on how I'm feeling or anything, I'll definitely let you guys know. But up until now, this is all I've been going through. You know, got the 2 embryos, had the OHSS, and now we're just waiting till next week to get the results. So I guess when I get the results, I'll do another update and let you guys know how it's going. So thank you again for watching. Share my videos, share, ask questions, whatever you guys want to do. But thank you for keeping me in your prayers and following me on this journey, and look forward to keep continuing to talk to you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.